Hi everybody, Mike Saint Amour here, also known as Precise26 from Traders Circle. You can find me at traders-circle.com. Anyhow, looking into something a little different here, we're going to go with the Apple chart. Nice stock for you stock lovers. So this is actually quite the opportunity. This is going to be odd because I'm going to do a few different things in this video. One of them is that it's a stock, of course, and this is probably the first one I've analyzed publicly. Also, I'm going to add a bit of a fundamental news in here, which is very uncommon for me. Anybody who knows, I don't go by fundamentals. However, with stocks and particularly Apple right now, I'm definitely keeping some fundamental things in my mind. Third thing is I am going to recommend shorting in a bullish trend. Ooh, that's different, right? Okay. Just so you know, it's not 100% never absolutely ever short in a bullish trend. That's not always the case. Lots of times it is. Most of the times it is. But in this case, because it's such a long term, we should have no problem doing it because our time frame that we trade this in is actually going to be a bearish trend, I'm pretty sure. Except for the supreme long term, the weekly and the monthly, even the daily is bullish, but the daily might switch to bearish and lower. So definitely going to look into this as a bear call for shorts. Anyhow, we're looking at a sort of a channel, possibly, I don't think so, but possibly a megaphone. We have Apple here, so we know this is a good company. It's got lots of prospects, and we can see that it's been going up forever, and this has been nothing but a bullish trend. I don't normally like to trade things that are nothing but bullish trends, but this has had some pullbacks, so that's helpful, but there's been no actual break. There hasn't been a bear trend yet in the long term, so we got to keep an eye out for this. So what we're looking at here is we have our upward trends in this channel. We have our tops here, so we know where price likes to go. Price went up, it touched it, and then it broke the line, made a rising wedge, and it reversed in the short and mid-term and dropped down to support again, at which time people would have been watching for that, and they would have bought in on that, which is great. But then we got another rising wedge and another breakdown, and there it was again. And then people would be waiting for that. And of course, we love to go bull in a bullish trend. So this is juicy, juicy stuff. Juicy stuff. That broke up, and here we are again. A rising wedge. We're starting to get a break. I'm suspecting we're coming down back to support. So this is a weekly chart. So each little tiny bar you see here is 1 week. So this is long term, my friends. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 weeks right here, just right there. That's a long time, okay? So we're clearly not going to be working off the weekly chart. I'm pretty certain none of you are, and I probably won't either. But I just want to make note that there actually is something right here, and we need to be careful there. So that could be a first take profit area. It seems to coincide with this area right here. So right around here, I think we're going to get some support, but ultimately we broke the wedge. So as you can see in the previous instance, it had a similar type of deal, maybe like that. It still ended up breaking. It also, let's see here, also had something here which matched up just like this time, and that also ended up breaking. So let's keep this all in mind. I'm going to remove these so it's not too busy. And I'm even going to take this away because I believe that we're going to go right down to support here. Okay, I'm actually going to bring up the relative vigor index. Okay, let's bring that up, and here we go. Okay, so that's still rising. Definitely still seeing a rise there. I would like to see a breakdown in this. That would be very strong. If that broke down, then we'll probably break this with no problem. I'm looking at the MFI and the RSI, and we already have breaks down on the MFI and on the RSI. So definitely a really good look for bears, and we definitely want to see this break too. But I mean, this is approximately one box below the line, very close to it. So we're looking to go bear here, to go short at some time when we can. Now, before I continue on to the shorter terms and to something more tradable, I just want to make mention that it has been on the news lately that Apple, their new iPhone X, with its outstanding price, or should I say its ridiculous price, of over $1,000 in Canada, it's like $1,400, $1,200. It's ridiculous. Who's going to buy that? I'm sure there's lots, but there's lots that's not going to buy that as well. And that's exactly what has happened. So their sales had dropped quite a bit with their new iPhone, particularly due to the price. So this has been a big hit to Apple. They're even considering discontinuing it in the new, like on the next lineup. Usually they wait over a year or so, maybe 2 years before discontinuing. But right now they're not. They're considering discontinuing it within a year of its release. And it's the first phone with an OLED screen, so it's got lots of cool features, but people don't seem to be biting. And now they're looking to make another version of the iPhone X that is a LCD screen. So definitely a downgrade to that, and a price would be matching that downgrade, so it would be more affordable. So they want to put out this new iPhone and drop the other one because of its price. So that's definitely a hit for them and their earnings, and that's definitely what we're seeing here is the confirmation. So fundamentals agree that we're going down, and technicals agree that we're going down with this reversal rising wedge pattern at resistance of this channel coming down to the bottom of the channel. It's not going to move straight. It's going to do something like this probably, or like that. You know, keep in mind it's going to zigzag its way down. So every time it goes up a bit, we can't think, oh, that's the bottom, that's the bottom. Nope, just let it ride, let it ride. Once you get close to here, you start thinking about the bottom. And even then it may not be. So we have to see where the company goes from there and what the chart is doing at that time. Okay, so let's move down to the daily. We can see the clear break on the daily really nicely, one box below the line. This is very close to where our pending orders would be if we were trading the daily chart. Looking at the MFI, the RSI, very bearish, very nice. Definitely like to see that. The RVI is tried to turn up, but it's looking like it's struggling. It's definitely on its downward motion. You see that divergence. That's what we like to see. We're above zero, which is not the best, but definitely seeing that divergence is a key thing here. Going down to the 4-hour chart, looking on the 4-hour again, we can clearly see our break is real nice. Everything's good, ready to drop at least to this support here. So that's maybe 147 from 160. That's a nice move there. Could make some good money right there. Okay. I'm looking at the RVI in the 4-hour chart here, and I see that we are pretty much like wedged up here. So watch for a break there. It looks almost like a descending triangle, but it could just be a standard wedge. Hard to say. I don't think it's a descending triangle because it's not flat. So definitely a wedge anyways, and we will have to see. When we have highs getting lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, that's usually a sign of pressure for the bears to come and break down. So keep that in mind as we move to the next time frame. So looking on the 1 hour, we can see everything looks real nice. We just passed our previous low. So we have new lower low here. We're going to look for a lower high coming soon. So this is going to want to snap back up, maybe turn this into resistance, which was once support. And at that point would be a good time to look to get in with a short position. Coming down on the 30-minute for the really short-term traders. So we can see that we had a resistance level here. We had our support level and our resistance level here. Everything's good. We've now made a new resistance level here, which looks like it will now be the key resistance. Our soft resistance for the shorter term will be that. That's a little tight, so don't go by that. That's not the Bible right there. That's just a guideline that there might be some more resistance there. It's gonna need some adjusting, that line. Even this line will very likely need adjusting. It needs a third bounce, so keep that in mind. This is clearly bearish. Okay, so we got lower lows and lower highs, so we're ready to go here. We're definitely looking for short trades here, short positions. On the 15-minute, I don't think there's any need for the 15-minute. That was a really nice trade. If you come on the 1 hour chart, you can see that if you were one box below this support area here, then you would have got in right around there, right where that little gap is. See that gap? It's probably a bunch of pending orders, and down it went. One box below, it was not too far below, it was not too late. It always seems like it's going to be too late. It always looks like you never know. Oh, I don't know what's happening, you know, but it starts to turn up like that. You don't want to get in. You're thinking it's going to come back up here, but instead it went right down. So this is definitely a bearish trend now. Fundamentals agree. Technical analysis agrees. We are definitely, well, not definitely, but most likely going down to our support area again, down at maybe 135 area. Anyhow, I think that's it for this analysis. I know it was a little long, but this is definitely a great opportunity. Do not miss this opportunity if you trade stocks. It's worth it to short this. Please like, subscribe, and share if you found this helpful. I'm sure many others would. And don't forget to come to the site, traders-circle.com. There you will find more of my analysis, some educational videos, some other skilled traders who give their opinions. You can also find our chat menus where you can get into all our chat channels and speak live with me and other people like me. Anyhow, have a great day, safe trading, and actually have a great weekend, and good luck.